Verse 12 again says, Then I perceived that God had not sent him at all, but he pronounced this prophecy against me because Tobiah and Sanballat had hired him. Once again, he gets this understanding. Where does he get this understanding? Where does he get all this intel from? He gets it from up above. I'm convinced this guy was getting words from the Lord that other people were just probably missing it. Well, Shemaiah, he's a pretty good guy. He's one. Well, we're finding out Shemaiah is not as good as we thought he was. I perceived, there's the gift, I perceived that God had not sent him at all. He says, I know this guy. He's not on my side. But that he pronounced this prophecy against me because Tobiah and Sanballat had hired him. For this reason he was hired, that I should be afraid and act that way and sin, so that they might have cause for an evil report, that they might reproach me. So all they're looking to do is to have something against him. Because once they find something against him, they bring it out publicly and they start tearing the guy down. For this reason he was hired, that I should be afraid and act that way and sin. What the sin was about going into the temple, I'm not sure. I mean, I've thrown out a couple of ideas of maybe, but there was going to be something that they're trying to lure him into, and he wasn't the smartest tech in the drawer, but he had the connection to God, so that he might have cause for an evil report, that they might reproach me. My God, remember Tobiah and Sanballat. Another prayer, just another prayer. According to these their works, and the prophetess Noadiah, and the rest of the prophets who would have made me afraid. There was the enemy within as well as the enemy without. Tobiah and Sanballat, and everybody else, Geshem and the Ashdodites and everybody, the enemies without. But then you have those right there in your midst. That's exactly what's going on. Remember, the prophetess Noadiah. I mean, who is Noadiah? I don't think we've even read that name yet. I don't think there's much that we know about Noadiah yet, at least anyway. The Bible doesn't have much about her. But the rest of the prophets who have made me afraid. So maybe Shemaiah was one of the prophets that was on the take, is what he was. Watch out. Oh my God. You say, well, what? How can a guy live there? If that's all the different problems that are around, the pitfalls that are out there, well, that's where the Spirit of God comes in. That's where, and not every prophet or prophetess are false prophets. Not every Hebrew is like Shemaiah. There are a lot of good ones right there along with it. We just haven't been reading about them, so we don't recognize it. But there's always good people, man. There's always those who that they're going to have that sword in one hand and they're going to have that trawl in another hand, and they're going to say, come on, let's go back to work. Let's do what we're supposed to do. Man, pray that God puts good people around you, no matter what you're doing, whatever the job that God has given you to do, that God puts good people around you. So the wall was finished on the 25th day of Elul in 52 days. I mean, talk about a miracle. Less than 2 months, they have repaired the wall. They have finished. 52 days. I mean, I can't give you specifics and particulars about how many stones were down, how high, how thick the wall was. but they got the work done. That seems pretty darn fast. That seems like there was a wind of the Holy Spirit working in their lives. 52 days they've been working. And some of the days, remember, the hands of the workers had weakened. They might have been able to do it in less time. But fact of the matter is they finish it in less than 60 days. And remember what the enemy was saying. Oh, it's going to take them years, and a fox will stand on top of that wall, and it'll crumble, and it'll fall down, and all these stones are burned with fire. They can't use, and here they are. In less than 2 months, they're sitting on top of the wall and looking out over and saying, okay, now what do you guys have to say? Oh, I'm sure the fear, and the fear is just bouncing right back into Tobiah and Sanballat and Geshem. The wall was finished on the 25th day of Elul in 52 days. He hadn't been there. How long had he been there? Very, very interesting to find out how long he had been there. First 3 days he hangs out, rests, then he shares the vision, and then they start the work. And once they start the work, it takes them 52 days to finish it. And if you want to know how bad it was, you have to go back to the time of Nebuchadnezzar. And it happened when all our enemies heard of it, and all the nations around us saw these things, that they were very disheartened in their own eyes. Boomerang. The fear that they've been trying to throw now is back on them. They were very disheartened in their own eyes, for they perceived that this work was done by our God. The miraculous aspect, not only a testimony to those who are without, but it is a testimony to those who are without. They're disheartened now. They're down saying, oh my God, we've lost our access to Jerusalem. They have been the cash cow for just whoever wanted to, and now it's gone. But how about the testimony within? How about the witness within, that these people are looking at each other and probably saying, I can't believe we did it. I can't believe we got it all done. For they perceived that this work was done by our God. There was a miraculous aspect to it. For many in Judah were pledged to him. I skipped 17 again. Also in those days the nobles of Judah sent many letters to Tobiah, and the letters of Tobiah came to them. So there was this correspondence going back and forth between the nobles of Judah and Tobiah. For many in Judah were pledged to him, because he was the son-in-law of Shechaniah, the son of Era, and his son Jehonan had married the daughter of Meshullam, the son of Berechiah. Also they reported his good deeds before me, and reported my words to him. Tobiah sent letters to frighten me. So we're finding out that there was that connection. Remember, I thought it was Geshem, but no, it was Tobiah. Tobiah was connected by marriage to some of these Jews. And they had been writing letters back and forth to each other, and they'd been reporting what was going on. There was a lot of undermining that was going on of the work, Little talking in the background, well, I heard, and what if he, and who does he think he is, and what's he trying to accomplish? Oh, God, welcome to leadership, my brothers and sisters. You really want to be leaders? You really want to get out over there? Yeah. I think we should. I don't think this should hold us back at all. I think this should warn us, let us know the pitfalls that are on the way. But strengthen your hands and keep on going forward. They reported his good deeds before me, reported my words to him. Tobiah sent letters to frighten me.